I'm Motivational Mike. I've been on this page before. You've probably seen me, but today I'm talking with my boy Tanner Stone, the host of this all. Thank you for having me on, and just really happy to be here. And I'm going to go over the challenge that I'm going to be doing.
He's going to go over everything.
Yeah, I'm going to be going over everything. I guess like the start of this channel. So I would just say I owe a lot of this to Tanner, just by giving me this platform. I'll say it again. And all you really need is just like to be surrounded by like a good support system to like really like discover who you are. But you also have to do some self-discovery along the way. But yeah, he pushed me really hard and caused Motivational Mike to come out as well. So, and it's something I want to be consistent at, but I wanted to do this 30-day challenge where I push myself every single day. I can't really remember me doing anything for like 30 days straight. That was really, really hard. So this is going to be something that I'll probably never forget. I'm going to be rolling dice, whatever side it lands on. I'm going to be running a mile on that day. And anyone that wants to join me can come on and join me. And it's something that will challenge me, not just physically, but also mentally, pushing through barriers, pushing through shin splints. Hopefully I change. I go to bed earlier, I wake up earlier, and I just change a whole bunch of aspects in my life around this challenge. So I'm super excited for it.
So everything I'm hearing is amazing right now, but the biggest thing that stuck to me is how you want this one challenge to change more than yourself. You want it to change your lifestyle. Like you said, you want to start going to bed early, start making better habits. How do you think this challenge that you're doing, running the miles, will change those habits?
Well, I feel like it'll carry over in so many different places in my life, just pushing through barriers and going through the pain, just knowing like, people are watching me. Even though like in life, like even if it's not on social media, I know Joe Rogan said this, like you got to live your life like there's a camera crew like always filming you.
Wow,
like you could be like the next before. Jordan. Yeah, like you like pretend like there's a camera crew like making a documentary of your life every single day. And like if you don't do it, people will see that. And they might not see it like right then and there when you don't do something, but over time it'd be like, hey, I noticed you aren't going to the gym as much. Like people notice that stuff. And like, I guess showing up on time, I want to show up consistently, I guess in the mornings to like run with people. So yeah, I know this will carry over and I'm excited for it to see the results.
I actually love that quote. Wow. I never heard that before. And it really, it's true. It sticks. Another thing you said that you want to go through this pain. You said you want to go through this pain to like learn about yourself and grow. Do you really think that it'll cause pain, this challenge, or mental pain?
It'll cause both, but I'm just excited to just push through it, whatever comes my way. I know that I can do it. I do have a really strong mind. I can take a lot of stuff, so this will push me to my limits, but I'm ready for that, and I know I can do it. I know I can.
Now, taking it back to the beginning, when you first started joining Kicking Ass with Tanner Stone, you first started going on the podcast, what did you think about? Like, what was your mindset?
I mean, I liked it a lot because I haven't really, like, I shared my thoughts, not just to the world, but, like, I guess to you guys about, like, motivation. And I really just liked what you guys were doing. So I was honored to come on the podcast. I was always watching them before anyway, so just really super excited to be a part of something. And again, you gave me a platform and just kept coming back on, and I started my own page because of it. So this is just like a life lesson, like just to give people chances in life, let them express themselves, and they'll just go on to do great things. So, I mean, I just owe you a lot of thanks to you.
Thank you. And before you joined the podcast, I feel like before you found who you really were, you were a lot more shy. You were a lot more inner circle, and you didn't really talk to anybody. I feel like you just had your little group of friends. You were really close to your family. But what brought you out of your shell? What really helped you find Motivational Mike and find who you are today?
Yeah, I guess I was pretty insecure. I wasn't as confident as I was now. I just had like a lot of self-doubt in the past, and it's just whatever you believe is what will happen, I guess, for most of the time. I just didn't really have like a lot of belief in myself, and I don't know, I saw a lot of other people that were like really far ahead of me. But again, I just wasn't putting the work in back then. but now I am. And now I just believe in myself, no matter, I guess, what I look like starting the day or how I feel. I'm just going to get it done regardless. I don't really care what people think of me at the end of the day. I'm still going to be getting after it and hopefully be getting more done than what they are.
And you found all this out how? Like how you just don't really care about what people think?
Pretty much like that. And also, I mean, it's also like, I guess, well, I always kind of had the same friend group, but I don't know. I guess like the school environment, you can't, there's just like a bunch of personalities and you care like a lot of people, what people think about you. But I mean, I just have like an amazing friend group. I always have. And, you know, they gave me some tough times here and there, but I mean, I've grown so much because of them, and they just, you know, they don't judge me for who I am. I made a lot of mistakes, but they won't judge me really for it at the end of the day, because they know I'm capable of becoming a better guy. So I don't know. I just wanted to be better, wanted to change, and just kind of ditch the old me.
I like that. And what you said before, you really have to believe in something to achieve it. A quote that comes to mind is, to perceive it, you must achieve it. To achieve it, you must if you perceive something, you'll achieve it. I forgot what the quote was.
Yeah.
What was it?
I like that.
If you perceive it, you can achieve it. That was it.
Yes. That's it.
That quote kind of goes to me too. Like this year, I told myself I was going to do the modeling. I want to travel the world. I want to experience everything around the USA. And through that, I want to do that through modeling because it's just a fun experience. And I told myself this year, I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I feel like every month I'm getting closer and closer to that goal, even though I'm not there yet. I don't know, that's my thing I'm trying to take away. And then I perceived that I would get a 6-pack last year through the fighting, through the cardio, through the constantly eating healthy. I hated it. I hated every single second of it. Like you talked about how it's going to be a painful experience going through this 30-day challenge. You're going to hate it. I'm telling you that right now. Nothing that helps you grow is easy. Nothing that helps you grow is not you going through a tough time, a painful time, and finding yourself. So when you're done this challenge, let's say you go through it, you do all of it perfectly, and you see so much growth in yourself, are you going to go back to living how you are now, or are you going to set another challenge for yourself? What's the plan after that?
I'll probably do more challenges in the future. I'm just going to focus on this one right now. Take it one challenge at a time. I don't really know like the time frame, I guess, on the next one, but this one will be for 30 days. Hopefully I can just run more consistently, I guess, my daily life, and work on my cardio and just work on sleeping habits and all that stuff. And I guess, you know, this will give me the habit of uploading and I guess working on editing and stuff like that as well for like future content. So hopefully I'll just be better in so many different ways, like all around.
It's crazy how social media is so powerful nowadays that if you're a good editor, you can make so much money because like we said from the last podcast, there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes in our life. And all these people, the reason they're getting famous and blowing up is because they're posting that behind the scenes content and putting it on social media. So people are like, holy shit, people do that stuff. But little do they realize a lot of other people do it. They just don't have it recorded. They can't edit it. They don't have time to go through it all and video everything. So I love what you're doing. Are you going to log every single day and everything?
Every single day I'm going to upload for it. And like what you said it's just amazing. Like there's just so many people that are just like so passionate about the gym. You can see it. And if only they posted it.
If only, yeah.
If only they posted it, maybe just edited it a little bit. You don't even have to go crazy with it. You would just spread so much, I guess, awareness of like your passion and just bring people together. That's what I'm trying to do. And it's not even, I mean, you don't have to put, I guess, that much into like the videos, but I mean, people will notice that stuff and they'll appreciate it.
All that people want to see on social media is who you are and your personality and what they could get from that video. So when you post something, everybody has such a short attention span nowadays. So you just got to post a really good hook right off the bat, like maybe a clip from the 30-day challenge that would catch someone's eye, and then you start the video. Like what I did in the 30-day challenge, it was hard recording every single freaking day and editing at like 1 to 12 a.m. Well, 1 to 2 a.m. every single night. But I believe that you can do it too. Like, you're a very committed person, and through this past probably 4 or 5 months since I've been getting really close with you since Halloween, you have grown so much. Like, honestly, you actually show up on time, and that's not like you. Like, you used to never show up on time.
I know. I was on time yesterday as well for dinner. I was like one of the only ones that did. So yeah,
you're the only one on the podcast right now.
I know. Yeah. I know. I mean, people notice this stuff, man. Like, if you say a time, you got to commit to it.
Exactly.
I mean, even if, other stuff, you still got laundry to get done. I mean, that's on you. So you can't just screw someone off because you didn't do laundry or whatever the case may be. You still got to show up.
Are you doing your laundry?
To get good? I'm not, but that was just an example. Yeah, but I am, like, consistently. But I just want to go back to, like, I guess starting, like, the Motivational Mike page. And, like, another reason why I did it. I feel like I was, like, a pretty shy guy, like, in the past. But, like, starting this, it gives me a voice to, like, focus. I feel like I am a pretty humble guy. I'm not, like, the loudest voice in the room, but, like, I have, like, super, like, good friends around me that, like, will listen to what I have to say. And that carries weight, what I have to say. Even though it's not loud, it still carries weight. And I feel like starting this page, it gives me something to, like, learn about myself and I guess have that voice. Like, even if you might feel like you might not have a voice, and can't really speak, like, well that right now because of my, like, cheeks and stuff, but, like, I don't know. 1 second. It gives me a voice to, like, to keep, I guess, like, express myself. So that I feel like that's another reason why I started social media, was just, like, express myself and, like, figure out who I really am.
And have you made any progress finding out who you are right now? Because you've been doing it for almost a month probably, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I would just say, I mean, when things have to get done, I will do them. But I shouldn't always have to come down to, like, at the end of the day, you have to do this. But, like, I should just do it regardless. Something I'm working on, but I'll show up when I have to, but also, like, when I want to as well, to do both.
It's crazy how this whole Motivational Mike thing started, because it used to kind of be a meme. Like, at the end of the podcast, at the end of the podcast, I would say, all right, what's everybody's biggest take? And Michael would always just drop a fire ass quote, or he would give insanely good motivation. So we were like, all right, Motivational Mike. And it's just crazy how something starts like that. Like, Kicking Ass with Tanner Stone started with, I was brainstorming. It was me, my dad, and my other co-host, Sander. We were talking about, it used to be MMA with Tanner Stone. And we used to talk about fighting and everything like that. And then we started going off and started talking about motivation, discipline, which I think is so important. And a lot of podcasts and platforms should be talking about that, like you're doing right now. Yeah. And my dad goes, how about kicking ass? You could talk about fighting. You could talk about improving yourself in life. And I was like, that's really good. So we just switched it to kicking ass.
Shout out, Jay.
Yeah, I love that. But I love that back to what we were talking about before. One of my biggest pet peeves is people not sticking to their word. I can't stress it enough. If someone tells me they're going to do something, tells me they're going to be somewhere at a certain time, I expect it. And when people mess up my expectations of them or ruin my perception of who they are, it really bothers me. I really don't like that.
It's hard to change it, right?
I literally can't unless you really prove me wrong.
I know that.
Which
I know
you
that's
did.
What you're like that. I know you're like that as well. But, like, even if you're not like that, you should still respect someone's time and you agree on someone, because, like, I saw, like, this video from Jocko. He's like, it's just like a blatant form of disrespect. Like, I don't give a shit about your time. I'm just gonna show up whenever I want on my own terms. Like, fuck your time. Kind of like that. So that's kind of like the mindset I'm adopting. And my parents always try to, like, hammer into me, like, with work and stuff. Like, you're not going to call out and you're going to show up when you're scheduled.
And that's because of how you were raised, you think?
Yeah. Yeah, it's how I was raised.
My perception of you changed. I used to like think of as, all right, I can't count on Michael. This guy's always late. But ever since you threw motivation in front of your name, you've been changing. Not changing.
Exactly.
I hate the word change. That's one word I hate. I'll talk about it after. But you've been improving on who you are.
Thank you. I try. I appreciate it.
But now I'll talk about change. So I don't like that word because I feel like I heard a story from one of my friends that he's in a relationship right now and stuff's going on and they both need to change who they are so they can work. Well, I don't like the whole change word. I heard him when I'm in my last relationship, I had to change for her and stuff like that. But I really don't think I needed to change. I don't think anybody needs to change. I think people need to grow, and they either grow together or they grow apart.
Yes.
And that's just 100%. How it is. So what do you think about that? What do you think about the word change?
I've never been in a relationship, but like with like the growing apart and together, I completely understand. I feel like you get to know someone better if you grow together and you just don't see eye to eye anymore, and you kind of grow apart. I guess the word changing, I really gotta to see it to believe it. I feel like it's not always, I guess, a bad term or like a bad association with it. I feel like there can be good change, there can be bad change, but I feel like the most part, you just gotta put your pedal to the metal and really change like a bunch of things about who you are just to really see that change. And like one of the reasons why I'm doing 30 days because I saw this quote online. It's by James Clear. He said, it takes 30 days to build a habit and then 90 days to build a behavior. So hopefully I have this habit where I just run and just do consistent hard things over and over again.
I love that. I didn't even know that that was true.
Yeah.
Is that like a proven fact?
Yeah. There's some like research on it. Yeah, kind of.
Speaking off this change topic or going off that, I heard this quote from one of my guests that I had on the podcast, Kirk Felici. He told me, he said, you're either bettering yourself or you're either making yourself more lazy. There's no in between. There's no middle ground. So I feel like that's so true. Like anything you do in life, you're either doing it for the better or doing it for the worse. I mean, I feel like that's true. My mom proved me wrong. I don't know. She didn't really prove me wrong.
How'd she prove you wrong?
I don't remember. But I feel like if you go for a walk, you're bettering yourself. You're doing this podcast, you're bettering yourself. You're sitting down doing nothing, watching TV. You're not. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. I feel like, I don't know. Does that make any sense?
No, I mean, yeah, I completely agree. Like, because staying the same, everyone around you is just going to get better over time, and relatively, you're going to be worse off. So if you're not bettering yourself, I guess on your own terms, you're just going to be left behind and just be like so much farther behind everyone else. So yeah, you'll be worse off.
And going off that now, I feel like we always go back to the time that you need to focus on yourself and be independent and commit to your goals. And I know we asked this question a lot on the podcast, but I kind of want another answer from you. Do you think you need to be isolated and take that time to yourself to focus on your goals and improve yourself and supposedly lock in?
Yeah. Especially like with this challenge, I feel like I'm going to be running, I guess most of it by myself, hopefully waking up before work and going after it. But yeah, this isolation you're just by yourself. What else are you going to do? Might as well just be productive. You have like no distractions except your own head. So it can be your own worst enemy. So it's just really up to you. And I feel like the isolation just really helps discover who you really are at the end of the day.
This challenge is really going to change your life more than you think, I feel like, because when I come in town, we're going to be going getting pancakes maybe at night, and you need to be in bed because you can't do work and run at the same morning. Or it's either you go to work and then you run later in the day.
Well, I might wake up earlier, but yeah, I know what you mean. Or I might run after, but yeah.
I don't know.
Hopefully, you're right.
But it's going to be for the better. I mean, you're going to see it as missing out, but down the road, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, I've been going to bed earlier. I've looked better. I feel better. It's crazy how just one
Yes.
little thing in your life can change everything around you.
That's just all it takes. It's just, discovering it. Because I feel like as people, we have so much to discover about ourselves and what we're interested in, whether it's we're not trying enough things or we're just not pushing ourselves hard enough. And I feel like our limits are just self-imposed, and we can go much farther than what we like set in our minds. So that's why I'm kind of doing it, just see how far I can go.
I've never seen one thing I've seen with you, and you see I'm pretty observant. I'm always like looking around, but you never give up when you start something. You might finish last, you might be the slowest in the group, you might walk it, but you never quit. Like through basketball, through our 1v1s, you still haven't beat me yet, but you keep trying. You almost got me one game.
I get you. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
No, you got me. You beat me in FSU one time, but since then.
Yeah.
And then through the 5 mile run we did, through the 3 mile run we did, it's just you set your mind to something. And that just shows that in life, I feel like it's probably 80% the fight with yourself and the fight with your mind than it is physically. You're really just fighting your own battles through your mind. Can you touch on that, and can you talk about that?
Yeah, I owe a lot of things to my dad. Like, he was just a great figure. He still is in my life, and I guess he was coaching me a lot through sports, and just telling me, like, you're going to get this done. You're going to make it through practice. I don't care if you're sick or sunburn or whatever condition you're in. You're going to show up to practice. People are counting on you. And I'm just going to get it done regardless. And just like, I don't know, it's so many I can't say can't and all this stuff. Like, just these little snippets, like, he made me who I was today. And just being like a badass, I don't know, he's a badass. And he just really helped me along the way with it. So I feel like because of him, I'm going to do it whatever it takes. Like with work, he won't let me call out. And I'm going to do whatever it takes, be a big part of it because of my dad.
Going off that, one of the most successful people in the world, the richest people, they were all athletes growing up. They all did a sport growing up. Well, a lot of them, probably 80% of them. And the reason that that's true is because, like what you said, being in a sport and being an athlete, you're committed and you know what it takes to win. You know what it takes to be successful. You have to go to practice even when you're tired. You have to wake up even if you got no sleep. There's just a lot of stuff that goes into it. And that's really what it takes to be successful. That's really what it takes to really kick ass in life. You really have to do the stuff you don't want to do, even if you just have to do the stuff you don't want to do because people are counting on you. You need to do it, and you look like you want to say something. So what's up?
Yes. I would say, like, the successful people, another trait about them is just their sheer competitiveness. Mm-hmm. And I guess when they were younger, they also wanted to compete, and whether it be sports or spelling bee, something or whatever, it carried over into business. I mean, business is a sport. It's just a type of discipline. I mean, you can be good at it. You can just, whatever you put into it is pretty much what you're going to get out of it. And it's a cutthroat competition. You might get fired. I mean, you start your own business, it might burn down, but you got to still give it a try.
I love that. Because you never know if you give it a try. You got to take the risks in life.
Exactly. You have to.
So what's your biggest take from this podcast? Learning about Motivational Mike, learning about your goals. It's nice. What's up?
I mean, it is really nice. I would just say that you do have what it takes to just change yourself. Even if you set like this 30-month goal, you might not be where you are by the first day or by the first week. You consistently put that effort in, show up on time when you need to be on time, and just be there for yourself at the end of the day. You're going to get to that point, and it's just going to take time. You're going to build patience. You're going to build discipline. You're going to build so many of these good practices. I really do believe in you. If you're watching this and you want to start your own challenge, you can do anything you set your mind to. I really believe that. And that's the mindset that I'm going into this challenge by. I know I can get this done. It's going to hurt like hell, but I'm going to be so much better because of it. I'm going to be so accomplished of it.
I love that. You're going to learn so much about yourself through this challenge, whether you're going to learn what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are, and what you you're going to look where you are now and look where you are going to be, and you're going to be a totally improved person. Not changed person, you're going to be improved.
Yeah.
Because you're still going to be the same Michael. You're just going to be a better version of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. What's your biggest takeaway?
Before I get into that, while we were talking, I just got a text from Ray. He says,
"What's up, Ray?"
Boom, right there.
Okay, says, wait, what did he say today?
Okay, today I will watch what I eat and go for a walk later. It's crazy.
Man.
Like I said last podcast, I texted Ray and I told him, because we look at the last podcast, you'll see it all. But I basically said that I'm going to check up on you, make sure you're still dieting and you're exercising, and I'm going to like keep you accountable for what you said. And I didn't say this last podcast, but he called my mom, and he told my mom about this text. He was like, Tanner texted me like he said he would, and I didn't. He's holding me accountable, and I didn't stick to my diet. But that one little text really, someone will read it that I texted Ray, and he'll be like, wow, someone's counting on me. Someone is seeing that I need to prove someone wrong. I need to really stick to what I said. So I don't know. It just had a big impact on him, I feel like. And look at that. He just texted me. He's going to watch what he eats and go on a walk. I love that. So if you're watching this, congratulations. I love it.
You're a big accountability guy, whether it's with time or just, I guess, holding people accountable, I guess, for their diet. It's just something that you've always done. And you do check in a good amount with how people are doing. I appreciate it. And having me on this podcast and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Thank you. But my biggest take from this podcast is, if you're doing something in your life and you are proud of yourself and it might be behind the scenes, record it. Get after it. Just post it on social media. Just post anything that you do in your life, because you never know who's going to see it. You never know what opportunities you'll get. You'll never know who's going to watch it. Just try. Just try to get after it. Like Michael's doing with this challenge. He's going to post every single day for 30 days like I did in my 30-day challenge. But it's a lot harder than it sounds. It's really hard. You got to edit. You got to make sure all the clips are engaging. But it's a whole process. So if you're watching this, just pick up a camera and start recording.
Yes.
So thanks, Mike. It was nice talking to you.
Of course. It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Bye.
See it. Bye.